before I get into this video and talk about this brand new talent, I just want to note again, if you look in the top right of your screen, you will see it says PTS, followed by a serial number, and then right underneath it says my username, Kamikazevondoom. I am in a public test server, so the things I am going to show you and talk about are not finalized. This is all set to be released in Season 11, Title Update 17, which will probably have a release time window sometime in February. So right now we are testing it, and this is Phase 1. Now the PTS came out yesterday, so for the next few days I'm just going to test every single thing within the PTS and show you everything that is coming to the game. That way you are not confused and you know exactly what to look forward to and what to do before this update actually goes live. So I hope that explains everything about the PTS, and let's jump into the video. What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 PTS video. Now shout out to the DoD Disciples of Doom. And in today's PTS video, we are going to give you your first look, full breakdown, and everything in between revolving the brand new backpack talent, Perfect Creeping Death. That's right, we finally have Perfect Creeping Death coming to the Division 2. Now, if you didn't even hear my intro or anything, this is your last chance to get out of here because I will be spoiling what is coming out in Season 11. So without further ado, here is your spoiler warning. All right, you're still here? All right, great. Here we go. So Perfect Creeping Death, Season 11, Title Update 17. And here it is. Perfect Creeping Death. When you apply a status effect, it will also be applied to all enemies within 10 meters, and the cooldown is only 10 seconds. Now, this does appear on the Courier backpack. So this is the brand new Habsburg Guard named backpack. And it comes with a little blurb there at the top. It says, "May this carry your soul to paradise," from the priest. Now, the Habsburg Guard is the brand new brand set that is being introduced into Season 11, Title Update 17. And I assume this is going to be a part of your, season progress reward. You know what I'm saying. The more you progress within Season 11, you're going to start getting these blueprints, you're going to start getting these brand set items, and then finally these named items. It happens every season, and this is going to be the set that is going to be showcased in Season 11. Now, the Habsburg Guard brand set bonuses you get from this build: headshot damage, marksman rifle damage, and then status effects. Now, overall opinion on this, I'm not too sure why they put status effects in this brand set. The only reason I can see is that they wanted you to use this Perfect Creeping Death with the other named chess piece with the new exotic, and I just don't see it actually being a viable option. And I'll tell you why here. So first off, the Habsburg Guard brand set items all come with the same core attribute, which is armor. So you can see right here, I'm using armor with status effects, skill haste mod, Perfect Creeping Death. Now I have it on a status effects build with the Vile Mask, right? I mean, this is pretty typical for my speed runs, for my legendaries, for pretty much anything just messing around PvE. The only difference is the specialization. In the PTS, I only have these 3 unlocked, so I'm not allowed to use the Technician. But obviously, you'd put the Technician on, and then you'd have your skills at tier 6 instead of tier 5. So this kind of forces you to use that Technician, right? But if I look here, I did get another Courier. So this one, all I did was I rolled the core attribute from an armor to a skill tier, right? I'm not able to do anything with the attributes, but this is the point I wanted to make, is that this kind of forces you to farm Habsburg Guard over and over until you get the perfect backpack to roll that skill tier. So the perfect backpack, in my opinion, would probably be like skill damage, status effects, or in this case, with it being Habsburg Guard, I would probably go headshot status effects, something like that. That way I could spread the status effects and still utilize that brand set bonus. But it's kind of like in a weird spot because that status effects is on a 3-piece bonus. So you would have to run 3 pieces of Habsburg Guard, which kind of forces you into that marksman rifle part of the game. And for me personally, I'm not a huge fan of that. I mean, yeah, the new gear set is fun to use and all of that, but when it comes to Creeping Death, I mean, there's only a handful of builds I want to use Creeping Death on, to be honest. I mean, overall, I'm not a huge fan of Creeping Death, but when I am, it's because of the status effects. It's because of how I'm using the Creeping Death. And this backpack kind of forces you to get out of that mold and go more towards, some sort of hybrid. And I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I'm still on the fence. This is the second day of the PTS, so I'm still testing it out. But let's look at some other options and compare it, shall we? So for this build, right? Let's say I do have the technician on, and this is a 6 tier build, just like all my other status effects monster builds, right? Now let's compare these backpacks. All right, so we have the Courier. This is the brand new named backpack, Perfect Creeping Death. And let's see some other options we could have used. So we have the Eclipse backpack to use with this build, where it would give us amplified damage, 30%. I mean, that right there gives us a hell of a lot more damage. Probably wouldn't be too bad, and we would still get to keep that skill tier and not have to be forced into using Technician. Okay, that's an option. But let's say we want to use Creeping Death, right? Okay, so let's look at some options here. So here's my number one option I would use: the Wyvern backpack, skill damage, status effects with Creeping Death. This is my go to. This is the creme de la creme. I love this backpack. Reason being is you get the skill damage from the brand set, you get the skill damage from the attribute, and you get a little bit more status effects to go with that Creeping Death. I mean, I love this backpack, especially if you use it on an Eclipse build with the Vial. Oh, the extra skill damage just bumps it up. It's really, really nice. Now, I love using Creeping Death, especially in close quarters, because as soon as they spawn, you can hit them with, like, say, a burn sticky, and then that Creeping Death will spread it to everyone, and then they all die. It's amazing. Now let's compare the two, shall we? So on the left, we have the Wyvern. On the right, we have the brand new Courier. So as far as the brand sets, if we used it this way, one gives us skill damage, the other one gives us headshot damage. So right there, hats off to the Wyvern. For the attributes, the Wyvern comes with a skill tier. The other one comes with an armor core. So again, point to the Wyvern. Uh, I don't know what to tell you there. Now, as far as the talent, let's check out the talent. Like, is it worth using the perfect over the normal? So, the normal Creeping Death, it says when you apply a status effect, it is applied to all enemies within 8 meters, and the cooldown is 15 seconds. So, perfect Creeping Death within 10 meters. Okay, so 8 to 10, that's a 20% increase. And then the cooldown is 10 seconds instead of 15. So what's that? Like a 33% decrease. Okay. So right off the bat, I mean, Perfect Creeping Death is nice. You get that 10%. And I'm pretty sure that's the same. See, that's the same as the normal indirect transmission of the Eclipse protocol. So then you're finally matching it where the Creeping Death used to be smaller of a radius than the Eclipse. But obviously, I like to use the chess piece with that proliferation, getting it to that 15%. So, I mean, it's still not as good as, a nice Eclipse, but 10% on Perfect Creeping Death is pretty damn nasty. I like it. Um, but right off the bat, I would wish that it would either come with a blue or yellow core. That would be pretty damn legit. And I don't know about the status effects. Maybe making that in either the first or second slot, but that marksman rifle damage is just, it should be in the third slot. So either do headshot status effects or status effects headshot, in my opinion. That's just my overall opinion because I'm not going to use this perfect creeping death unless I had a perfect roll with like skill damage status effects and I've rolled a skill tier on here. And then I would just, swallow the headshot damage, just say whatever. Because the perfect creeping death is very nice, but you're losing so much with that headshot damage being there. I don't know. Maybe if it had status effects there, it would be a really, really nice backpack. But for right now, it's a meh. It's a okay, you know, unless you could find that perfect, God roll, which isn't hard to do. Just run Habsburg Guard and either Countdown or Summit, and you'll be able to get this backpack, the way you want it pretty fast. Because these named backpacks with the perfect talent, the exact same talent is going to drop every single time. The exact same core attribute's going to drop every single time. So you're literally just worried about the two normal attributes. I mean, not too hard. Okay, so that is perfect creeping death. Now, as far as some sort of build combination. Now, I have two different build combinations that you could use. Now, the first one I've already talked about. It would be like a status effects build, probably do burn sticky with like, I don't know, like the Stinger Hive, utilize it with the vial like I normally do, and then just either get the perfect rolls, roll a skill tier, or then put on technician, right? Now, the other way, doop-a-doop-a-doo, is that you could use it with, say, trauma, okay? So you could use it with trauma, and then boom, that's the skill tier. There we go, the armor, boom. So you could use it this way, still have the 1.2 million armor, but then all of a sudden that trauma could spread to everything with that vial mask damage over time, which would be pretty damn cool. That's not what I'm using for this particular build, but it would be pretty damn cool. Now, the other thing you could do is throw on the Scorpio and do that route, where your Scorpio does status effects, your trauma does status effects, the creeping death will spread those, and then the vial, obviously, doing that damage over time. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, you could always switch the spinners off for like a, say a badger or something like that. I mean, these are all examples. These are all testing. I'm just testing these builds in different ways, just trying to see, where everything lands. But let me know what you think. So that is perfect creeping death. It's a 20% increase on the spread and a 33 decrease on the cooldown, 33% decrease. So pretty nice. So every 10 seconds you can spread 10 meters status effects. It's pretty damn wicked. But all right, I'm going to go back to testing in the PTS. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit that like, subscribe if you felt, you learned something from this, and I'll see you in the next one, all right? Take care, everyone. Have a good day. Peace.